Hello. Um, Radium Girls. Radium Girls. Radium Girls. That is my a review of my opinion of the book I'm reading. I read Radium Radium Girls by Kate Moore. I gotta get a mirror or something. I guess that's how they do it because, it's backwards. Of course, I could tip it upside down. It's not backwards, but it's upside down. Okay. Anyways, what did I think of it? Well, I thought the story was interesting. So I'm going to take these off because it's kind of weird. I got a little lost in some of the explanations, like the different lawyers, the different investigators, but that's ugly. But it was still interesting. I mean, it could have been me, not her, that did that. It just that there was characters that was introduced, and then they kind of like didn't really talk about them anymore. Then they talk about other characters that seemed to be more important because the way they, feisty and strong. But then they didn't talk about this one anymore, and they talked about this one. But then they talk about this one just enough to tell you that she's having, problems, health problems. Then they go back to the other ones. You kind of sometimes get lost, like who are they talking about next? At least I did. I'm not saying you would, but I did. And the investigators, bugger. And the investigators, there just seemed to be so many different lawyers, different teams. I think there was even an investigator, like a consumer company, and then it seemed like I think there was an investigating that for women's, workers. I kind of got lost in some of that. Now, I guess if I reread it, I have it more clear, but I'm not. I got the gist. The final lawyer did the most. His name was Grossman. But it was a rough time. If their characters were actually how they really were, then you should read it just for that, because people like that should be remembered. I didn't know too much about the history. I kind of heard about it, but I didn't really know about it. If the how the company really acted in this case, then it would be a good idea to read about it, because it shouldn't be forgotten. They did those ladies bad. Funny thing is, they only talk about what happened in Ottawa. I think it was Illinois. I thought it was in New Jersey too, but I mean, there must have been radium places all over the United States, but they only talk about that one. I was like, did that one have the least safety safety care, safety requirements, or they just didn't mention the other places because they had their thing and this was about this one? They didn't seem to have the problem in Europe because they use glass styluses and wooden things. They didn't put it in their mouths. But that's not what this is about. This isn't about radium, how radium was used, and how radium was sometimes used wrong. It was about these particular women, this group. I'm sure there might be some books that talk about the whole radium industry and how it was done. It seemed like Europe did it better than the United States. Sorry, but that's what the book said. But if you know nothing about it, then I think it's a good idea to read it because, it should be remembered. And the women were pretty amazing lives. they had pretty amazing lives. So they should be remembered too. The quality of the writing, I can't really comment about it because it could be that I just didn't understand it as well. A little older, it's a little harder to understand. I'm reading Fairy Tale right now by Raymond Feist, and I have to admit, I'm not absorbing it like I used to absorb books. Detail, are you kidding me? More detail, not less, more detail. I mean, I ate up Lord of the Rings. I wanted that detail. I wanted that Council of Elrond. Now I might go, oh, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. What is going on? I don't know. But I don't know if I'd be that way. But I was like that way in this one, and I am a little bit that way in this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so do I think you should read it? Yeah. Not because of great literature, just it happened, it's history, and it should be remembered. Because sometimes companies, well, there's that old saying, give someone something and they'll take an arm and a leg or something. You know, the short end of it is a company will get away with what they can as long as they can. That's what it seems like. I mean, they start doing a little something to you, just a little something, not really much, like maybe taking advantage of a particular situation, like not letting you have your full break. That come in and say, oh, we need you back to the work line. You'll get your break when you come back the rest of the time. You never did. And I found out that's wrong. When you're on your break, you're on your break. They can't, they could ask. They would constantly come in and bother us while we're on break, just constantly. Some of us would just hide or go outside because they're just like, that was a different job. But you see, you start little, people start coming in and then they start cutting your breaks in half or telling you can't do this, or it's just little things. They will, if they get away with a little thing, they will keep on going until they're, beat back down. Now, some companies would never do that. They're honest. They treat their employees fair. But, well, you ever take advantage of a friend just a little bit and they don't do anything about it? Do you only do that little thing, or have you maybe stepped it up more and more and more to let you know that they don't like that? Like borrowing money. Keep on doing it. They never ask for it back, so you just, This is kind of what this company did, except in a lot more serious way. If you know nothing about this, know nothing about the Radium Girl story, yeah, you should read it. If not this book, then another one. I don't know how many books were written about it, but yeah, it happened. And how people lived back then don't seem a whole lot different than how young people live, going out after work and living it up. That was just a small part of the story. Did I like it? I didn't love it, but at the end, it kind of ties it together. It was at the very end, the prologue, but that small part, just the prologue, kind of brought it together and made it like, okay, yeah, all right, this was important. So yes, if you're a fast reader, go ahead. If you're a slow reader, I don't know. If it's 1 to 10, I wouldn't give it a 10. Maybe a 6, 5, 4. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't know about it. I just don't know if you should read this particular book. I guess that's about it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that was my nonfiction book. My fiction book is going to be Fairy Tale by Raymond Feist. Yeah, I read one of his books before, one of his fantasy novels. I thought he had tons of them, but apparently he didn't write a lot of fantasy novels after all. So there's this one. And then after this one, there's going to be either a book called Switch, which is about, changing your life, like flicking a switch, or there'll be this one, Choosing the President. It's not very thick. It's put out by the League of Women Voters. I have no idea how I got it, but it looks like it might be some information I could use. So that's what we got right now. I'm in the car. I got finished with work, and I'm probably going to read a little bit, because, if I don't, I probably won't read at home. So that's it. 11 minutes. 11 minutes and 5 seconds. I don't got anything else. I don't know if I want to comment about the new Captain America movie. I don't know if I'll see it. I don't think the actors quite understand the character. I mean, yes, Anthony Mackie said some stuff a lot of people didn't like, but then so did Chris Evans. I just didn't know it at the time. He said some things too. Well, Captain America shouldn't be about America. Yeah, well, the way I put it is that Captain America represents the best of what America could be, and also our ideals. We don't always live up to them, but we have them, and it's good that we have someone that represents it and lives up to that ideal, even if we don't, we fall short constantly. He represents America. Basically, he represents the America that is by belief and by ideals, not always by reality. I mean, governments change. Democrat, Republican. Wasn't there some libertarians at once upon a time? I don't know. I mean, they say that he stands for the government. I kind of think is incorrect. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I mean, look at this. The face, everything. That, yeah. But that's just my opinion. That I think Captain America represents the best of what America could be. Sometimes is. Maybe a lot of time is. And its ideals. Like the Statue of Liberty, what it says. We do not always agree and believe what it says, but that's America's ideals. So we don't have to be always right up there with the government. Governments change. Democrat, Republican, I think I already said that. Conservative, not conservative, crazy. But you still have the ideals and the beliefs of the system of America. The beliefs of this idea. Ideal? Idea of America. And that's what Captain America represents to me. I mean, the character wasn't he created around World War II? Entirely different belief system back then. So I don't know if Anthony Mackie is right. No, I know he's not right. But I don't think people should be too hard on him, because Chris Evans, in some interview that I saw recently on YouTube, he did not say good things about the American government and how Captain America should not represent just the American government. Yeah, I don't think he said just, though. So I know it's just a character, But, you know, I hated Johnny Storm in the first Fantastic Four movie. I thought he was an idiot. And the nurse that just jumps into the hot tub with him, the hot tub caused by his body reaching way high temperatures, and he melted snow. Yeah, that's not really that high. I mean, he cat on fire, went zooming through the air, crashed in, and then caused a hot tub effect because he just flashed, cooked all the water, snow around him, and he's completely naked because his clothes are burnt off, and she just looks at him and goes, and then drops her clothes and climbs in with him. Are you kidding me? I thought that was so stupid. But then you see him in Captain America, and it's like, this is not Chris Evans. This is Captain America. And I guess that's why it was so successful. Believed. That wasn't Chris Evans playing Captain America. That was Captain America being played by Chris Evans. So, let's give Anthony Mackie a break. See the original TV series. I mean, it's not like he wrote it. And, see if he can make it. I think some of us have to, give him a break, though. I mean, we could have looked at Chris Evans, remembered how he did in the first Fantastic Four, and said, oh, hell no. This guy's an idiot. And just, didn't even see the movie. But we did give it a chance. And we were good. We were good to do that. So, yeah, give it a chance. You might like it. And if you don't, there's always the comic books. All right, now that's it. That's it. We're done. Okay. My throat's a little burning now. Okay. And goodbye for now. And if anybody's actually out there, thank you. Feel free to make comments or anything like that. I tried to do it once to see if it actually works, and I believe it actually works. Helpful hints, criticism. I can't do anything about the face. I don't have any equipment, cameras, video equipment, light, mics, little octopus thing that you attach to your phone. I'm losing my voice. What I have is me. Me. Yeah. Okay. That's depressing. All right. Gotta go. Bye.